Hi, welcome back to my channel, y'all. Today I wanted to talk about my disability, which I have three. The one that took me out of work, made me disabled, is called Chiari malformation type 1. I had never heard of it. And the reason why I talk about it is because I know there's people out there that's dealing with the same thing, same issues, has went through everything I went through. Did I ever believe I'd be disabled? No. I've been working since 1985. And for me, being disabled, I became disabled of March 2019. And how do I say it? I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was just stunned. The doctors did an MRI of my brain and found that I had Chiari. So I started Googling Chiari malformation because I had never heard of it. Didn't know nothing about it. I knew within the last probably 10 years that there was something wrong. I just didn't know what was wrong. So the doctor that found it was my neurologist, and he found the Chiari and immediately took me out of work. Well, I had to go to the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, Florida, and have surgery. They call it decompress. What had happened is having Chiari, the condition, caused me to have 5 bulging discs in my spine and a cyst. And that was causing me a lot of pain. My hands would shake, tingle, feet would tingle. There would be times I'd be at work and I'd feel like I'm drunk, like I drank, and I couldn't walk, I'd stumble. And then different things, forgetfulness. But, I had tried to get disability 5 years ago for my fibromyalgia and my psoriatic arthritis. Well, they denied me the first time because I was working. And I told them I didn't know that. You can't file if you're working. Well, I told them, it's hard to work like this. But I had to pay my bills. So I would go to work not knowing I had Chiari and just deal with it. I'd come home in so much pain I couldn't stand it. So when I went to this neurologist, he finally did a brain MRI and found the Chiari. And immediately said, you got to go out of work. No work. Told me to go ahead and file for disability again. They took me out of work, and I had short-term disability at work. So I did get some of that. And I had surgery. They had to cut me on the back of my head here down the back of my neck. I went to the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville, and they were wonderful, wonderful. The surgeons, the nurses, just wonderful people. I had to have the surgery, first of all, or I would be paralyzed. And I did not want to be paralyzed. So, of course, I had the surgery. Well, I'm still healing. And it's February 2020. And I'm still healing. And they said it could take 6 months to 2 years. So, I'm blessed that I got my disability. I know if I was a single person, it would be hard. But for me, it was a blessing that I got disability. I filed in March and I got it in August. They told me I had got it. I was approved. So, anyways, talking about the Chiari malformation, I don't know how you have dealt with it, those that have it, but I know that it's been very hard for me. After my surgery, I had to learn how to talk, walk. It was hard, and I know I'm still trying to heal, and so I don't know how long that's going to take. It could take, like they said, 6 months to 2 years, and I know right now I'm not fully healed because I still have pain and tingling in my head. But going back to people that have Chiari malformation and don't know, you're actually born with it. It doesn't just happen. They told me it takes something like falling, being in a car wreck, anything like that can make it, what's the word I'm looking for? Make it to where it starts. Everything starts. Like I said, tingling of the hands, the feet, stumbling, headaches. It was awful trying to work like that. But we do what we have to. Working now is not an option for me. And I know there's people out there that can't work, and we can't help that. We've been dealt that card. I have 3 conditions that there's no cure. So, I'm still trying to figure out, my purpose, what to do. What do I do? I mean, I sit here, I sit home, and there's times people take me out to town or something. I can't go out too long. I have to come home. It's just that you just get exhausted very easy. Your life is different. It's so different. It's hard to explain the different. There's days you get up and you're ready to go. And then there's days that you can't even get dressed. It literally consumes your life. If I had to live on my disability by myself, I don't believe I could make it. I was blessed to have a husband that takes care of me. And I know there's a lot of disabled people that deal with it every day that doesn't have a support. And I feel so bad for them. I don't know how they do it. But I know I'm here for you. I'm like you. I deal with the Chiari. And I know there's some people on here that say that, it was wonderful. I went right back to work. How? How? Now, with me, I have 3 conditions. So maybe if I had just the Chiari, I could do that. But with the 3 that I have, fibromyalgia, psoriatic arthritis, and Chiari malformation, I can't do that. That's not an option. I can stand for so long. I can sit for so long. So, I was in retail for 30 years in management, cake decorator. It got to where I could not hardly use my hands. It got to where standing on my feet that long it was terrible. And I know that it is what it is. I have to find a way to deal with it. I'm here and I walk and I talk, and I'm very thankful and blessed for that. I know there's a lot of people that can't with this. I knew a girl, she told me she was in a wheelchair for 5 years. So I'm blessed that I can walk. Not a long ways, but I can walk. I don't know what other Chiari malformation patients deal with from day to day, probably the same thing I do. It's steps you have to take, surgeries, but we have to get together on this. It's something that I believe everybody needs someone that's going through this to have there, just to lend an ear, to help out a little bit. There's days that I seriously cannot do anything. And I know there's people out there that are the same. And I had never heard of Chiari malformation. When they disabled me in March of 2019, I came home, I told my husband, I told my family, and they're all like, what is that? I'm like, I have no clue. So we started looking it up and everything, and so yeah, I had it when I was born. Didn't even know it until it just started getting worse and worse. And here I am now, 50 years old, disabled. And my kids think I have multiple sclerosis because I have all of the symptoms. But with Chiari, you have a lot of the same symptoms. I've found that out. I just wanted to talk and see if, I could help anyone out there, make them understand you're not going through this alone. There's other people that go through it, and day to day is hard. It's hard, and, but there is doctors now more that understand the Chiari than they used to. So that's a good thing. Will I ever have another surgery? I told him no, never. I don't care. I can't go through that again. I had 3 children, cesareans. I had a hysterectomy, cut in the same area. And I would rather go through that again than to have my head cut open. They literally cut me open. They scraped my brain, took two bones out of my skull. Okay? That was 3 days after that. The whole 3 days was horrendous. Horrendous. And, like I said, I go day to day. And if, the positives of it is I'm here. I'm walking. I'm talking. Figuring out what I'm supposed to do now is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out what is it that I'm supposed to do. Because when you worked from 1985 to 2019, that's what you did. You got up every day. You had your coffee. You went to work. You come home, you cook dinner, there you go. Now I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. If there's anybody out there that has figured this out, let me know. And I know there's a lot of people that has done way better having the surgery and dealing with the Chiari than me. I'll be honest with you. I have been depressed, but, not so down that I wanted to talk stupid or do something stupid. No, that's not me. I believe in the Lord, and I believe it's His decision when you go. So that part, never. But I'm just, like I said, I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do day to day. What's the purpose? What I mean? I don't know. I'm very blessed that I get my disability. It helps me. If I didn't get it, it would be hard, very hard. So that was a blessing. But like I said, I just want to be here and talk about it, because I feel like that's what I needed to do, is to talk about it, because I know there's people out there that feel the same way I do. You know, a lot of people look at me on the outside and they go, "Oh, you look great," you know. Can't even tell anything's wrong with you. Well, it's on the inside, you know. There's days I hurt, and then people say, "Oh, I can tell you're not feeling good today, but you look great." Well, it's the inside that looks bad. It's the inside that you deal with, not the outside. And a lot of people don't realize that. But I'm here, and I just wanted to put it out there for you. And I just want everyone to have a blessed day and just keep going. That's all we can do. Love you guys. See you soon. And remember, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Let's help each other out. Love you guys.